हेलो स्टूडेंट्स। एक और प्रॉब्लम है इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक कैपेसिटर टॉपिक सा विच से chapter is electrostatic and the subtopic you can call it capacitance, system of parallel conducting plates which are connected together. So this is the question which we have to discuss now. There are 5 plates. These 5 are the conducting plates which are placed parallel to each other at equal spacing between 1 and 2, spacing between 2 and 3, between 3 and 4, and 4 and 5, they are equal and given as small d here. Surface area corresponding to each plate is given as capital A. All the plates have equal surface areas. As you can see that plate 2 and plate 5 are joined together by the wire. Plate 2 and plate 5, they are connected. Plate 1 and plate 3, they are also connected, and a battery is also connected having EMF V0. So this is the question, this is the arrangement, and rest information of the question is here. And now we have to find two things. One is the capacitance of system. What is the total effective capacitance for this system? And then we have to find how much charge will be on the plate number 3 and plate number 5. So we have to find the charge on plate 3 and plate 5. Also effective capacitance of system. So this is the problem which we are going to discuss now. Right. To start with this problem, if I assume that potential on the negative side, if I assume that the potential on the negative side of battery is as a reference 0 volt, you can consider it is 0 volt, and if I take this point as a reference potential, if I consider this point to be at 0 volt, and this battery is given having EMF V0. So if V0 is the EMF for this battery and you consider 0 volt on this side, then on the other side of battery you will take potential as V. You can define potential at this point equals to V. Since plate 1 and plate 3 both are connected together at this point, potential of plate 1 is also V and potential of plate 3 is also V. They are equipotential because they are connected together. If I assume that the potential of plate number 2 is say V2, if I assume the potential of plate number 2 as a V2, then we can see the potential difference between plate 1 and 2, which is V minus V2, and the potential difference between the plate 3 and 2, potential difference between 1 and 2, that is V minus V2, and now potential difference between plate 3 and plate 2, that is also V minus V2. So the potential difference in this space and potential difference in this portion, that is potential difference between 1 and 2, is same as the potential difference between 3 and 2. And if these two spaces, the space between 1 and 2 and the space between 2 and 3, if they are having same potential difference, then by the argument you can think that if Q1, if I consider Q1 as a charge at this point, if I take Q1 charge on this surface and say minus Q1 on the other side, then you can take Q1 here and minus Q1 on this side by the symmetry argument, because the potential difference between 1 and 2 is same as the potential difference between 3 and 2. So whatever charge will be on the plate 1, similar charge must be on plate 3, and if minus Q1 is the charge on lower side of plate 2, then minus Q1 must be on the upper side of plate 2. Then only these potential differences can be equal. Right. So this argument will reduce one variable. Now I will assume Q2 charge here and then minus Q2 charge at this point. I assume Q3 charge here and minus Q3 here. All are the assumptions. I may be wrong with the polarity of charges. I may be wrong. It is possible that positive charge comes here and negative comes here. So I may be wrong with the polarity. But that we will calculate and then check whether the assumed polarities are correct or not. That we have to check. Now once we have assumed the charges with proper logic and argument, we have used argument for the capacitor 1 and 2, I mean plates 1 and 2, and for plates 2 and 3. Because of this argument point of view, because of the argument, charge here Q1 and charge in this space Q1 is equal. Now the mathematical portion. Now comes the mathematical portion of this question, which is making of equations. Notice we have three variables, Q1, Q2 and Q3. So we must have three equations to solve the question. And what are those three equations? If I assume that battery provides capital Q charge to the system and receives capital Q from this plate, if I assume, then this capital Q charge coming from this battery will be distributed on the plate 3 and plate 1. So plate 3 and plate 1, since they are connected to the positive terminal of battery, any charge which comes on plate 3 and plate 1, the sum of charges on plate 1 and plate 3 must be this capital Q. So that is my first equation. Notice charge on plate 1 is Q1 and the charge on plate 3 is Q1 and Q2 on both sides. So total charge on plate 1 and plate 3 becomes 2Q1 plus Q2, and that should be capital Q. This is equation number 1. Another equation, if Q2 charge goes out from this plate, if capital Q charge goes out of this plate, then total charge on the plate number 4 must be minus Q. Notice that capital Q is leaving this plate. If capital Q leaves, then this plate will have minus of capital Q charge. So sum of these two values, that is Q3 minus Q2, it must be minus of Q. This is my second equation. One more equation will be that plate number 2 and plate number 5, they are connected together. So since plate 2 and plate 5, they are joined, plate 2 and plate number 5, they are connected by a conducting wire. Therefore, the potential difference between 2 and 5 has to be 0 since they are connected together. And how will you write the potential difference between 2 and 5? So if V2 minus V5, which is potential difference between 2 and 5, so you can break it and you can write V2 minus V3 plus V3 minus V4 and plus V4 minus V5. So finding potential difference between 2 and 5 will be done in 3 steps. First, we will find potential difference between 2 and 3, then 3 and 4, and then 4 and 5. Now, potential difference between the 2 and 3 plates. Notice that potential difference between plate 2 and plate 3, that means this potential difference will be charge in this space Q1 divided by capacitance of this portion. Let's say the capacitance is capital C, where capital C will be actually A epsilon over D. That is the capacitance defined between two parallel plates. Between the two parallel plates, you can define the capacitance as A epsilon naught by D, and the charge divided by this capacitance gives me potential difference between the two plates. Now V3 minus V4. So V3 minus V4 will be the potential difference of this capacitance. Here also you have a capacitance between plate 3 and plate 4. So V3 minus V4 is actually potential difference of the capacitance which is between the plate 3 and plate 4. So if there is a capacitance between plate 3 and plate 4 having charge Q2, then its potential difference will be Q2 divided by capacitance. And then finally V4 minus V5. So V4 minus V5 is nothing but potential difference of this capacitance which is between plate 4 and 5. The capacitance between plate 4 and plate 5 is having Q3 charge and divided by its capacitance. And left hand side it should be 0 because plate 2 and plate 5 are connected together. So it gives me one more equation now, which is Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 and equals to 0. Now I did a mistake at this point. When we were considering V2 minus V3, while considering V2 minus V3, notice that potential of plate 2 minus potential of plate 3. Notice that positive negative charges are assumed in this way. So you will have electric field in the downward direction. You will have electric field in the downward direction, and if electric field is in the downward direction, plate 3 must be at high potential and plate 2 must be at a low potential. So when it comes to V2 minus V3, it is the low potential minus high potential, and therefore you will put a negative sign at this point. So it will be minus Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Now this is equation number 3. Now I will solve all the 3 equations, and if we solve all the 3 equations we get some result, which is, I will directly give the result. I will not solve, and the result for the 3 equations will be as Q1 will be capital Q over 5, Q2 comes as 3 times capital Q by 5, and Q3 comes as minus times 2 capital Q by 5. Then now if I find a potential difference between plate 3 and plate 4, if I find a potential difference between the plate 3 and plate 4, remember between plate 3 and plate 4, that means this portion, this space. So between plate 3 and plate 4 you have Q2 charge, and therefore this potential difference must be Q2 divided by capital C, which is the capacitance, and Q2 was 3Q by 5. So it is 3Q divided by 5C. And what is V3 minus V4? Plate number 3 is connected to the positive terminal of battery, whereas plate number 4 is connected to the negative terminal of battery. So potential difference between the plate 3 and plate 4 will be same as the potential difference of this battery. So this V3 minus V4 is nothing but V0, and therefore capital Q will be now 5C over 3 times V0, and if capital Q, which is the charge coming out of the battery, capital Q is the charge coming out of battery, is EMF of battery multiplied by this factor, which is 5C by 3. So this 5C by 3 will be called as C effective. You can call 5C by 3 as C effective, and where capital C is nothing but A epsilon over D, that is the total capacitance of this circuit. We could have solved this question by redrawing the circuit and using the combinations of capacitors. We could have solved, but this is a subjective problem. Apart from finding C effective, we have to find charges on the plates. For both the parts, the first part can be easily solved by another approach, where you can redraw the circuit, where you will represent 4 capacitors in some kind of combination, series or parallel. But to solve the second part, which is the charge on plate 3 and 5, you will again need this method. So there is no sense that we follow 2 methods for 2 parts. it's better to have a single method which can give you answer for part A as well as answer for part B. So the answer of part A, which was C effective, is 5C by 3, where C will be A epsilon naught by D. That is the answer to the first question. And simultaneously we have got the answer for second question also. Second part, we have got the answer. What is the charge on plate 3? Look at this diagram. What is charge on plate 3? So charge on the plate 3 is nothing but Q1 plus Q2. That is the charge on plate 3. And what is Q1 and what is Q2? What is Q1 and what is Q2? So Q1 is Q by 5 and Q2 is 3Q by 5. So charge on the plate 3 is now, I will write here, plate number 3, charge on that is Q1 plus Q2. What is Q1 plus Q2? Q1 plus Q2 is 4Q by 5. So that is 4 by 5 times capital Q, where capital Q is 5C by 3 V naught. So you will have 5 upon 3 C V naught, and that gives the charge on plate 3 as 4 by 3. This capacitance will be replaced by A epsilon naught by D and then V naught. This is the charge on plate number 3. What is charge on plate number 5? Well, the charge on plate number 5 is minus Q3. Look at the diagram. Charge on plate number 5 is minus Q3. And what is minus of Q3? So Q3 is minus 2Q by 5. So negative of Q3 will be plus of 2Q by 5. So let me write here now. Plate number 5, charge on the plate number 5 is, as per the diagram, it is minus Q3. Minus of Q3 is nothing but 2 by 5 of capital Q. So it is 2 upon 5 capital Q, which is 5C by 3 V naught. So 5 over 3, C is A epsilon naught by D and V naught. 5 and 5 gone. So you will get 2 by 3 A epsilon naught V naught by D. And that's why this method in this contest for the present problem, in this given problem, this method is more beneficial than other method in which we redraw the circuit having 4 capacitances in a different kind of combination like series and parallel. I hope you can get your answers now, and I hope you are clear with the concepts related to the problems where we have n number of plates connected together, battery is also there, and then you need to find effective capacitance or charge on a specific plate. For such type of questions, I would recommend to follow these steps. If you follow these steps, it might take 30-40 seconds extra. It might take maximum 30 to 40 seconds extra than the other method. But this method will give you a complete diagnosis of what is happening in this particular problem. And to learn the concept, to have a better understanding of electrostatic capacitance, I suggest and I recommend to follow this method for similar type of questions. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.